Well, hey, what is up, YA? It's so amazing to connect with you guys, even though it's online, right? It's slightly strange in this season, but hey, we are so excited that you've decided to tune in tonight to watch this. And hey, wherever you are right now, we just want you to know that you're welcome, that you're accepted, that you're part of our community. And we are super excited to bring in a bit of content tonight to you guys. And I guess maybe you've already seen on Instagram, but we have some amazing people, right, in the life of YA. And so far, they have been, over the last number of weeks, been sharing their stories, their individual testimonies about what this community at Liverpool One Church in young adults has done for them and how it's transformed their life. And if you haven't seen them yet, I'd really encourage you, go on, check them out. These guys are incredible role models. They inspire me. So go on, check it out and catch up on that. But this has all been part of a bigger theme. And I guess like for us, we really believe in this season right now where we find ourselves in the wake of COVID and everything else that's been going on, we really believe that community is everything.
Yeah.
Community is everything. In fact, right now, it's all that we have. And it might look slightly different to what we're used to, right, on a YF Friday. But right now, for us, this is everything for us. Because right now, let's face it, right? You could tune in to anyone else online right now. But why have you chosen to listen to this? Probably because you're part of a YA community. Probably because you know someone who's either part of it or maybe has mentioned it to you in the past. So we're really excited and really appreciative that we get to just share with you guys tonight for a few minutes. And this is the theme that I guess we just really want to unpack tonight, right?
Yeah.
This whole idea of community, what it means. And I guess for us, we just really want to encourage you guys and help you really see the value of it. But first, we have to identify the why. Why community? Why is it so important? But I guess before you have to understand the why, it's really important to look at what happens when you understand that, like how the what and the how comes into play as well, because it's really important. So, Meg, why community? Why is that so important anyway?
Yeah, we love community, and we're going to go through that tonight, just how community can benefit your life. But you might be sitting there and tuning in and thinking, this is a funny topic to have. This is a bit of a strange vision to have for the year. Community is everything, because for some of you, you feel like you've been stripped of community. I know I feel like a little bit lost. I feel like I'm not fully in the community anymore of Liverpool One Church, a place we call home, a place we used to come to every Sunday, a place we used to come to every Friday night, and we can't do that anymore. So actually tonight we're going to speak to you on the question of what happens when you lose community. What happens when you lose community? Because for us, even though church, we're doing a fantastic job to gather online and do things virtually, but at the end of the day, we feel like we've lost a sense of community. And we're going to go straight to Scripture. And it's a story in Genesis, and it's about Lot and Abram. Now, Lot was Abram's nephew, and they done life together. They were in community together. They traveled together, their families ate together, they done meals together, they lived together. But they were so prosperous, so God had his hands of blessing over these guys. But they actually end up outgrowing the land that was given to them. But instead of Lot listening to Abram's advice, he ended up going his own way. Lot decided to leave that community to go to a different community. He saw another city that he took his family to, and that was the city of Sodom. Now, if you know anything about this city, it was known for its evil doing. It was known for its evil people, and he took his family there, and he left his community. He lost that community with Abram. And it didn't end up too good for Lot, and not long after he was in Sodom, the city was destroyed and he had to flee that city. But where does that leave us?
And look, I like this story because for this theme of community, we can just really learn so much from it. And I guess like that story that Megan just sort of went through right there, I guess like the question remains, so what happens when you lose community? And what can we learn from this story of Lot deciding to go his own way and do his own thing and move from a community that was good to a community that maybe wasn't so great? The first thing is this. When you decide to move away from community, the first thing is you make an unwise choice, right? That choice to move away is an unwise choice. And you make unwise choices when something is taken from you. In this instance, let's talk a minute. It's church, right? Church feels like at times it's been taken from us in the physical sense. We come on a Sunday and we serve, even though we've got an amazing online service that we do every single week. But for right now, maybe you feel like that community that you're so a part of has been taken from you. And then what happens is this naturally creates a void, an emptiness within you, right? And I guess for us as humans, the very natural response to that void, that emptiness, is we naturally try to fill it, right? We try to fill it with things that we think are going to satisfy us. We think that's going to satisfy our need, so to speak. And for some of us in this season of COVID, we've actually filled that void. We filled that gap of not having a community, and we went back to something else, another community perhaps before. Let's think about a group of friends, right? Yeah. That maybe you used to hang out with, that maybe weren't so great for you. That in fact, maybe you would probably say in hindsight, they probably bring maybe a bad side out of you, maybe the worst side out of you. Whereas a church community like this, in this place, is full of life. We speak encouragement over you guys, and maybe right now you've lost that, and naturally you've just drifted back to that community. And furthermore, you make unwise choices when you isolate yourself. When you isolate yourself. And this is like an unconscious disconnection that slowly happens over time. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's like not texting back to a friend. And then slowly it's not answering the call. And then you just end up just sort of drifting away. You disconnect from that community. And when you have that disconnection, you forget how important that community is, because that community helps you flourish as an individual. That community helps you be a better version of you. That community helps your character. It helps shape your character into a better person and who really God created you to be. And when you're isolated, let's think about it for a second. Just like Lot, the only option is to choose for yourself. Yeah. The Bible said that Lot chose for himself this new land, this land that looked a little bit more attractive, this land that actually he wasn't meant to even go into. And we can learn so much from that as well. But when you're isolated, let's face it, sometimes you just take the easy option. Why? Because nobody else is there to challenge your perspective. And in this season, if you lose community, you're going to lose key people who help challenge your perspective, who help see you things in a new way, a different way, a way that maybe you would never have thought of on your own. And let me encourage you, right? For every single one of you guys who call this place your home, who are part of a YA community, let me really encourage you right now. The best thing that you can do in this season is have wise counsel. Yeah. Wise counsel from people that you actually really respect, people that you really look up to, people that actually are a bit of a role model over your life. Don't lose the power of having someone like that in your life that can change everything for you in an instant. It's absolutely priceless. Wise counsel is priceless. But hey, what else?
Yeah, and second thing when you lose community is that you lose vision. You lose vision. See, we believe that vision is contagious. So when we were gathering in person and we were in church on a Sunday and on a YO on Friday, we are around constantly people who are further on than us. We are around people whose life alignment is what we desire for our own. People who are flourishing in their workplace, people who are flourishing in their marriages. And when you see that, you can start to think for yourself, well, why not me? If they can have that for their life, why not me? So then you start to dream, you start to desire, you start to cast vision for your own life because you're around these witnesses. And I know that happened for Lot and Abram. When Lot was around Abram, he was around someone who was wise, who would make wise choices, who had God's hands a blessing on him. So everything that he'd done was blessed by God, and he saw that so he could easily cast vision for his life. But as soon as he was taken out of that environment, he didn't have that witness to help him cast his own vision. So guys, for you, maybe in this season when you're not around people who are further on than you, not around people who have life alignment that you desire, have you possibly lost your vision? Have maybe you've given up on some dreams and hopes and desires for your life because of this current circumstances? Maybe for you, you had a vision for what your marriage was going to look like in the future, for what your husband and wife were going to be like. But because of time and you've not been around them witnesses, you've kind of settled for less. Or maybe you had that dream and that goal for that work, but because you listen to the news every day, and let's be honest, they're just saying negative after negative report on how we can't get jobs anymore and there's no hope for young people in the workplace. Maybe you've dropped that desire and dropped them visions that God had intended for you, that are so easy to have when you're in community and in the right community.
So what now? You're out of community. You've made these unwise decisions. You've lost your vision. What now? Well, we're here to tell you tonight, whoever you are, wherever life finds you right now, whether it's in or out of community, there's a way to recover. There's a way back.
Yeah.
There's a way back home. And we would love you to come back to the community. And look, our hope for you tonight is simply this. We want you to come as you are. Just remember you're accepted.
Yeah.
And this is a safe place. This is a safe community. Matthew 18 says it like this. It says, Jesus says, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them." Come, be part of the community. And hey, there's so many ways you can do that. Like we said before, like you can just follow us on Instagram. You can tune into church on Sunday. You can just drop us a DM, and we would love to just sort of connect with you. We've got such an amazing team, don't we?
Yeah.
That would love to just sort of reach out, maybe do a video chat, maybe just give you a call, and just sort of, hey, just make you feel part of what we're trying to do in this season. Even though it feels like it's restricted, we still want you to come and be part of the community. The second thing is we want you to find belonging, find commonality, find identity. When you're in community, you can do that. And Proverbs 27:17 says this. It says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." In other words, if you have someone else in your community that you find that makes you better, if you've got someone else that's able to sort of walk with you in this journey of life, and they're able to sort of keep you accountable, they're able to keep you encouraged, that is going to help in the long run. And you're going to be able to find someone, and you know what? If you can't find someone, again, let us know. We would love to connect you. We've got some amazing people, and we would just love to just make sure that you guys have everything you need to find belonging in this community. But what else?
Yeah, and once you've come and once you've found, the most exciting thing next is that we get to send you and go. Yeah. Go flourish, go thrive, go and prosper, because guys, the best is yet to come. We are in a hard season right now, but we really believe that the best is yet to come. Can you imagine if Lot returned to that community with Abraham? You see, if you read on in Genesis, and I encourage you to read for yourself, Lot ends up going to stay in these caves, and I'm not going to mention what happened in them caves, but it is very interesting, so
it's a bit crazy.
Go and read it for yourselves. But if he went back with Abraham, Abraham went and turned into Abraham, and he was so blessed. He was then the father of Israel, and he had so many descendants, and he was so prosperous. And I can just imagine if Lot went back into that community, he too would live a prosperous life. So guys, when you get yourself back in community, back in this community, a positive one, then you can go and thrive in your workplace. You can go and flourish in society, and you can go and prosper in your relationships.
And yeah, hey guys, we just want you to be encouraged tonight. Time is gone. We are so excited that we got to just bring this to you, because if you're just going to remember one thing from tonight, just remember this: community is everything. We love you guys. Stay safe, and we cannot wait to hopefully connect with you real soon.